I'm George Garrison. I served in the Army in the South Pacific. I served 4 years, 7 months, and 6 days in the Army. I went in 9 months before Pearl Harbor, so I was there when it started. And I just was proud to serve, but I wouldn't want to do it again. I was taken out of Boyle County here, the first bunch that they selected out of Boyle County. They needed 50, and my order number was 49. That's how near I missed it. But I got to stay with the same outfit the whole time I was in the service. I was a squad leader in the war, a staff sergeant, a squad leader of 12 men. And I didn't hit a scratch. I had my pack shredded on my back with mortar shrapnel one time, but it didn't touch me. And I got a Bronze Star, but I was recommended for it during the war, but the war ended and it died, and it's 58 years longer later when I got the Bronze Star. But I finally got it. And a little background, I was born in Bourbon County and raised in Boyle, and I've lived in Lincoln for the last 65 years. And educational background, I served 2 terms in the 3rd grade. That was Herbert Hoover and FDR's first term. I just didn't get a lot of education, but I've enjoyed life. I've made life enjoyable, and of course I live alone now, and it's a lonely life, so I go every chance I get. And I told somebody that I don't answer the phone, hello, I just pick up the receiver and say, yeah, I'll go with you. I don't care who it is or where they're going. I go with them. But yeah, I've been with the Legion Post for several years, almost since I got out of the war, and we've buried over 600 people since I've been there, and I have enjoyed that immensely. Of course, I'm getting too old now to actually carry on like I used to. I just go kind of if they need me or a special occasion, something like old Camp Nelson today. But I have enjoyed that, and it's been a pleasure. That's a mighty good bunch of fellers out there that's on that honor guard. I've enjoyed them, sure.
How does that work with the honor guard? When someone has a burial, you all go to the gravesite and
we go there and wait for the body to come to the grave, and then we fire over the casket. Yeah. Well, occasionally we'll go to the funeral home if they want us to be pallbearers or something, But that don't happen much. We usually just go to the cemetery and wait for the body to come.
What's your age, Mr. Garrison?
I turned 91 back June the 3rd.
That's great. Do you, what did you do when you left the military?
Well, I farmed for a year, and then I worked in a service station for about 4 years, and then I got a job. I sold Coca-Colas for 3 years and left that and went to RC Cola and sold them for 14 years. And then I got me a job at Whirlpool out here when they come to Danville, and I retired from there. I worked there 20 years. I had some interesting experiences. We were going from Hawaii down to New Guinea, and one day out of Ore Bay, New Guinea, it began to get dark in the daylight, and I didn't know what was going on, of course, and it got dark the middle of the day, just dark as midnight, and it was volcanic ash is what it was, a volcanic eruption on land. And our ship, it was a luxury liner before the War Department took it over, USS Monterey, and it run aground, run up on a coral reef, but it didn't sink, but it stuck there, and we had to abandon it and go on in and on little ships. And I seen Monterey. I was down at Ore Bay on stevedore detail, loading and unloading ships there in New Guinea, and the Monterey come in, and it was loaded with stateside liquor and payroll and 500 whacks, and they had that place guarded like Fort Knox. And we got to talk to the whacks, you know. We couldn't get together, but talking through the porthole and things, and they let ice water down to us in their canteens, and I hadn't tasted any ice water for several months there in New Guinea. And I told somebody that lipstick on them canteen necks tasted better than the ice water, because I hadn't had lipstick for a long time either.
It's a good story.
But we left, excuse me, left New Guinea. It was in December, and we was going to Leyte, and we was under attack all day long with Japanese bombers. And they suicide dived in the ship next to us. Didn't sink it, but the captain of that ship turned it around backward to back it on the end so the flame would be going back instead in front of the ship, you know. And we got to New Guinea, and it was monsoon season. Rain, I never seen anything like it. And it was Christmas time, and of course the families had all sent Christmas gifts to their soldiers, and they'd got wet and had no addresses on, they'd come unwrapped and everything. And they took a bulldozer and piled them things up on the beach and had an auction. Sold them Christmas gifts, whoever wanted to buy them.
Wow, that's a little...
And there's nothing else they could do. They could have thrown them in the ocean, of course, but...
Do you remember your gift?
No, I never did know what it was.
Oh, I mean, did you get something out of the pile?
No, I couldn't afford to buy nothing. And you realize when I went in the service, the base pay was $21 a month. $21 a month. And I allotted 15 of that home to my mother. I lived on $6 a month. That's pretty unheard of, isn't it?
Definitely.
But we got that late that afternoon when we landed on Leyte, the Japanese sent 4 big bombers across to attract attention, you know. And it was too late to send fighters up, they said, and ground fire couldn't reach the bombers, so it was a decoy. What happened, they brought transports in treetop level and dropped a bunch of Japanese paratroopers up there on the airstrip that had already been secured, you know. And they got us out of them watery foxholes next morning before daylight to go up there and fight them Japs, and that was our first time of having any combat at all. Quite an experience. And like I said, it was a long trip that I took from New Orleans and through Panama and over to Honolulu and then down to New Guinea and up to the Philippines and into California. That's halfway around the world.